So you finished part 2. We're on to part 3. We're on to this plate here with an extrusion thickness of 1/4 inch, 0.25. It's approximately 4 inches wide and 2.5 inches tall. And I want to look at this part first of all, and I see symmetry in the part, which means the right half and the left half are mirror images of each other. I also notice that this hole here is the same diameter as this hole here. This line here is the same length as that line there. This line here is the same length as that line there. So I can use that to my advantage, and I'm going to show you some new tricks in Solid Edge called relationships. So let's move over to Solid Edge and get started. First of all, click on the Solid Edge application icon, click on the New button, and let's pick an ANSI inch part, and we'll click OK. So now we have a new part, model space firing up here. We're going to click on the Tools tab, and we're going to switch to Ordered Drawing Mode. Then we're going to start a sketch. Click on Sketch. Click on the plane that we'd like to put the sketch on. And let's get drawing. So first line, I'm going to click on the Line tool, and I'm going to draw a line up that is 1.75. Click. I'm going to press Escape to get out of the line. I'm going to click on Line again, and now I'm going to go this way. 4. And then what I'm going to do is this. This time I'm going to use something called an inference. Watch this. I'm going to come over and grab this point and pull it across like that. Look at that. See that red dashed line? That's called an inference. So that means that I want this line to be the same, or that point to be at the same height as that other point, and I'll click, and you can see it's 1.75. Now I'm just going to finish the top. I'm going to freehand the top. I don't know what these angles are, and I'm going to go just like that. Okay? And it's not correct, but that's okay right now. First thing I'm going to do is go put some dimensions on it for the things I know. I know this needs to be 4. That's correct. This needs to be 1.75. This up here, according to the print, is 1.25. So there we go. And now these two I don't know. I don't know these two. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into something called relationships. So I have a relationship panel here, and you know a couple relationships already. You know this square means connect, and you know this plus sign means horizontal or vertical. And if you forget what the symbols mean, you can just hover your mouse over the symbol, and it will tell you. It'll say like connect, plus sign is horizontal, vertical. And then we have parallel, and then we have equal. So let's try equal and see what happens. Click on equal. I'm going to click on this line and then click on that line. Ha ha, look at that. So these two are now equal. And it put the equal sign there. If you click on select and hover your mouse over the equal sign, it'll tell you what it's equal to. See that, how they light up? And let me put one more equal on here. I want to see if it'll let me do this. I'm going to say this side needs to be equal to this side. Yep. Oh, it was a little bit off. Did you see that? It moved it slightly. So it needed to be made equal with that relationship. So if I click on the select tool and then I click on the equal sign, notice these two light up. See how they light up? So it lets me know what's going on. Also, if you need to remove one of these, you can click on the select tool. You can click on the relationship and push the delete key on the keyboard. Hang on, I don't think I got it. And then push delete, and it'll go away. But I'm going to put it back. I want that to stay there because I want these two to be equal. So now, instead of dimensioning everything, I'm starting to lock my profile or my part together with relationships. Okay? So let's put the circles in now. So we have a 1/2 inch circle and another 1/2 inch circle that will become a hole when we extrude it. So let's put the circle in. Let's go right here. And let's do another one. Let's make them on the same line, or they call this collinear, and just pop it there. That's fine. And now let's do this. Let's go back to our relationship panel and say this circle, hang on, equals, this circle has to be equal to this circle. Let's grab a dimension. And let's dimension this circle to be 1/2 inch. Watch what happens when I change it. Oh, they both changed to 1/2 inch. Did you see that? And that's because we put the equal relationship on them. Now, the last thing we need to do is we need to locate these circles in space. So I'm going to grab a dimension, and I'm going to go distance between. I'm going to click that point there. I'm going to grab the center point. If it lights up, there we go, and pull that to the right. And that, according to the print, needs to be 0.75. I'm going to do the same thing here. Oops. And one thing I want to point out too is because we have this inference line, when this circle moved too. Did you see that? So let's put the other dimension on the other circle now. Between here and, come on, right there, needs to be 0.75. And then we need another dimension between here. Come on. Okay, I'm going to have to go back and get the dimension thing again. Dimension, distance between here and right here, pull that down, and that needs to be 0.75. So there we go. So now I've drawn my circles. They're 1/2 inch, they're equal, and they are properly located. Now I have to put the center circle in, and that circle has a diameter of 1.25. So I'll click on my circles, circle by center point. Now I have two choices. I can grab the center point here and move down and put the circle in, and I'll type in 1.25. I have to put a dimension on it anyway, so I'm going to put a dimension on it of right there, 1.25. Now I need to locate the circle from the edge of the part, and that's going to be 2 inches right here. So I'll grab my dimension between 2 points, this point, come to the center, pull this down. Oh, it's already at 2. Okay, so I got to set the height. And one thing I got to point out, when I did this circle, I snapped it or inferred it to the center here with that red line. See how this dimension is blue? That means it is a reference dimension. That means that that dimension is not controlling anything. If I change it, nothing's going to happen. The red dimensions are what are called driving dimensions. They change the location of where features and things are located on the part. But the blue ones, they're just reference dimensions. They're called driven dimensions, and they're there just for reference only. Watch what happens. Let's try to change it, see what happens here. I'll double click it. Oops, I'm sorry, don't double click it. You just click it once. Double clicking is something else. So click it once, and the value box will appear, and then I'll make it 3. And then watch what happens. It gets upset. It puts an underline underneath of it, which means that you tried to make this 3, but because it's constrained or controlled by something else, I can't. So, we'll underline it and make it blue. I'm just going to delete it. But I do need a dimension to locate it from the bottom to the top, and that's going to be 1.25. So I'll grab distance between this point and that point, pull it over, 1.25, and there we go. Done with the sketch, we click Close Sketch. There's our part. We'll click Finish. We're going to go into Extrude, pick the edge, pick the circle, pick the circle, pick the circle, click the green checkbox, and again, we can extrude our part, and there you have it. And you're going to start getting a lot faster at this, so don't worry. I mean, it probably seems like we're going 1,000,000 miles an hour right now, but just keep working at it. Be patient. Before you know it, you will become CAD masters. So when you're done, save this as Part 3. Put this into the eTech 140 Week 8 folder, and turn this part into Moodle.